Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is extra.vdgsports.com. YouTube, we're there. Everything's there. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, because sharing is caring, and you need to share the information, because sharing is caring, and we know how much you care. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. Still trying to catch up. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, everything in between. Basically, what I'm going through, my ups and downs of the teams and everything in between. All things Vince, to keep it short. All things Vince. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. That's all I asked for. That's all I ever wanted, is an opportunity and a chance. Thank you. Regs, we do this every single day, but it's not every day. It just feels that way. We got this special, unique bond that we share because it is just something deep. It's so deep. And me and the Regs that on a deeper level, they're non-verbal communicating peeps. I just had to show that I still care and put your name out there so everybody else can know. Because we communicate non-verbal, my non-verbal peeps. And that's something that my regular peeps should strive to be. And if you're a noob that's still around and still here now, you can be that too. Put in the work. You can be that too. I know where I want to go. I definitely know where I want to go. First off, I'm recovering. I'm recovering from a lot of things. And I'll just point out possibly the two most important things that I'm recovering from. The two most important things that I'm recovering from that's more recent. One, and I probably shouldn't give them numbers either, but one of the things that come to mind that I'm recovering from is, as you can tell, my voice is back. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I am not doing my happy dance. No, definitely not doing a happy dance. I'm not even raising the roof. What I am doing, I'm giving you the smile. I am smiling from chin to chin. I am smiling from heel to heel. I am smiling from mountaintop to mountaintop because I got my voice back, and it was leaving me. It was leaving me for the simple fact I was letting teams that I root for, teams that I support, basically trying to help them out, trying to give them the extra motivation, even if it's through the TV, even if it's through telekinesis, even if it's just me just shooting all kinds of emotion out into the universe and hoping and wishing that the universe will push that energy to the players, and help them or at least let them understand that what's happening, what's going on, what's taking place is not acceptable on any level, period. It's not acceptable for me. It is because I want to see you better. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you the best, and if not the best, one of the best. And that's why I got to keep these standards high. If I don't keep these standards high and I let them go low for you, then we'll just be mediocre or bad. Mediocre at best and bad at worst. And I can't let that happen. I have to do my part. That's what friends are for. That's what fanatics are for. That's one of my jobs. That is one of my jobs, and I was definitely keeping it. Also, in addition to that, because it's like a two-step process. It's like a one-step, two-step, and it could be a three or four, but the one and two definitely stands out. Not only that was one of the main driving forces for me losing my voice, or my voice getting raspy and my voice having all kinds of weird things happen. The other factor was and is it's code. It's code, and I'm not really gonna describe what kind of code because I have to put everything in context. And if I put everything in context, I'll have to build a foundation. And for me to build a foundation of what I want to say, I'll get sidetracked from the larger picture. The the shiny objects would just be floating and flying around. And the main thing and the main points that I would like to say and get off, it'll just get lost in the solar system. It'll get lost in the system. And I don't want that to happen. So, for the sake of being lost in a system and for the sake of not being distracted or derailed, I'm just going to say code, relatively code. I like code. I like being code. I like the code, weather, and everything about it. The degrees is irrelevant now because I don't want to get lost in the system. But I was getting to code. I was loving the code a little too much. And my body was just saying, uh-uh, we got to stop this. We got to put an end to this now. And my mind was like, I like code. I heart code. Code makes me feel good. Code makes me feel fine. And my body was pushing back on that notion. That may be the case, but code ain't gonna work because code is putting us in a position that we should not be in a position that we just can't keep up. We just can't keep up. So, in addition to rooting and cheering and ranting and raving and supporting and loving and hearting my team and cold weather contributed to the raspy voice because I didn't have a code, but the code added on. Whereas my body had to do extra work to keep itself healthy, extra work to keep itself healthy. So there was a lot of sneezing and coughing, sneezing and a little bit more coughing. The next thing you know, I was like, oh, okay. Um, I think I probably should not let it get too cold anymore. I think I probably should tell my heart that we're gonna have to suffer some heartache. We're gonna have to suffer a little bit of pain, and that's not the physical pain, but the other kind of pain, because this coldness in this cold weather, once again, relative. Once again, because my code is really, really cold. My code, or what I consider cold, has got to be, we got to be in the 30s. We got to be in the 20s, possibly 10s. I'll even take, well, 40s not. 40 is almost a heat wave. 50 is definitely a heat wave. So, yeah. But if you are somewhere and it doesn't get that cold, think of 60 cold, 50 cold, 80s blazing hot, 80s way too hot. Anyway, any way you turn and you look at it, 80 is definitely too hot. Period. 75-ish, 70 somewhere is probably perfect. But 80 too hot. Okay. See, I went ahead and went and gave you the Vinci notes. I went ahead and gave you the Vinci notes because my nonverbal communicating peeps needed some clarification. They kind of said, "Hey, go ahead, give the people what they want. The people want some clarification." I said, "Okay, because you said so, and you know how much I value your honesty, and you know how much I value your friendship and this unique bond that we have that's so special. I'll go ahead and give the clarity." And that's what happened. So I went ahead and gave the clarification, and that's where we are. That's where we are on that. And that coldness and being that cold, it definitely made my body work harder. It wasn't like I was sweating at night or I had a fever or anything like that. No, it wasn't anything to that nature. It was just that on top of having my voice lost and using it as much as I do anyway, having it cold and fighting that as well, it just kind of it just kind of put things in overdrive. And the next thing you know, there was a lot of mucus and phlegm, and that's not good. And hopefully I'm using the correct words. If not, reach out and touch me and let me know and correct me. That's fine. I don't care. I'd rather be saying the right thing than going around thinking something's right when it's wrong. Like Gene, the regs, you get it. Noobs, Gene equals genre. Go back, review the historical documents. I gave a report instead of saying genre, I was saying Gene. Yep, it happened. It happened. Those or that is one issue or one side that came up that I'm past now, that I've gotten over, that I'm back. Far as with the voice is back. I'm out of the other thing. The other thing is, yeah, I've been battling with this for a long, long time. And it's them tasty, tasty beverages. Them tasty, tasty beverages, not the adult beverages, but those other tasty, tasty beverages. Regs, you know, nonverbal, you know, noobs, it's them energy drinks. You can go back, review some historic, you can go back and review some historical documents. They aren't that far back, but you probably should go back to the beginning and see how I got there. But for the long story short, it's them energy drinks. That is definitely one of my weaknesses. It's one of my vices. I fall off the wagon a few times a year, a few times a year. I fall off the wagon and I just go into drinking them like I usually drink them, and they're just so tasty. They're so good. Well, I got back on that. I got back on that vice, and I recently just got back off again. And the thing that got me off was it. It was it was a somebody I know of. Um, Not really friends. Not really acquaintances either. Colleagues, yeah, colleagues. It was a colleague I know, and it was early, super early in the morning. And the thing about me, I'm a morning person anyway. So I get up and I'm up early and I'm doing things and getting things done and accomplished early anyway. However, angelic bird like voice. However, this morning, this day, me with this colleague, and I had one of them tasty beverages. And this was me like falling into the trap of 2, possibly 3 weeks of just drinking them tasty beverages like it was not water, but uh, quite often, quite often enough to be a vice. And it was super duper early. And I pop one, and he was like, huh, that is kind of early, isn't it? I was like, yeah, no, not really. It's like, why don't you just drink coffee? I was like, whoa, why don't you just drink coffee? And that was almost offensive, but it wasn't offensive because I don't drink coffee. One, but the reason it wasn't offensive because I read between the lines. It's like, hey, those things are used for pick me ups. Those things aren't used to just be drinking because they are tasty. But I had to make sure that I was reading between the lines correctly. So the next thing I said was, I drink them because they taste good. And then he said, well, so does coffee. And I retorted with, coffee puts me to sleep. And then I'm not gonna hash out the entire conversation because you pretty much got the gist of it. And that's when it hit me after the conversation. I was like, wait a minute. I don't drink the tasty beverages because I am tired or because I need the energy or because I need the pick me up. I'm drinking it because of the taste. I don't like coffee and I don't need to drink coffee for the energy. And I don't need to drink coffee for the taste because I think coffee tastes horrible. Yes, you can go ahead and direct those. You can go ahead and direct those promising retorts to Vince D. Gregory on Twitter. Feel free to. Uh, I'll, I will die on that hill. Not literally, peeps. Not literally. Coffee tastes terrible. Then it puts me to sleep. Then it doesn't give me the energy. But that isn't the main point. The main point is everything just hit me. And that's when I realized, like, wait a minute, I fell off the wagon again. Cause I was just drinking it to drink it because it was tasty. And I was having so many because it was tasty. You know what else tastes good, in my opinion? Water, some high quality H2O. Since then, since that combo, and yes, I probably should have gave it enough time to breathe, but it's okay. It's okay. I think I think we're good. I think we're good because I'm the guilty in this game, and see something, say something, and I'm trying to explain and help you help me and get back on the wagon. But I knew at that time was like, yeah, I definitely fell off. I was having way too many because they were tasty. Water tastes just as good to me, if not some other kind of healthy product that I usually and normally drink anyway. So now I'm back on that wagon, but it definitely ain't no band. It definitely ain't no band.